Hello, what's up everyone? I am so thankful for the influx of new family members here on this channel from my last video, which was a reaction video to Every Time Parasite won an Oscar, which was a really exciting night for me. Anyways, today's video, stick with me please, because this is gonna kind of get weird for a little bit. Yesterday at work, I'm filming this on the 21st of February, so where's my little note? Yesterday at work, I kind of had a That's So Raven moment where I was like, I had to go grab paper and write my ideas down or else I would have lost them forever. So, I don't know how to start this, but this is going to end up getting to how Hereditary became fully aware of itself in the first 14 minutes of the movie, but just stick with me to how it gets there. So to start, I'm gonna gauge this about 2 weeks ago. Marcel and I watched Greener Grass, and if you haven't seen Greener Grass, it is a weird movie. It is like if David Lynch made Wet Hot American Summer.
Wait a second, wrong husband.
What's he doing? Lisa, you kiss like your friend.
She's so cute.
Lisa, do you want her?
Are you sure?
Take her. She's yours now.
Thank you so much.
Enjoy.
If that makes sense. I don't know. It was a very strange movie, but it was so aware of itself, and it was so, like, that movie knew exactly what it was and what it was trying to portray. And once you finish it, you're just kind of like, what the hell did I just watch? But I have so many theories, and why Twilson? Like, I don't know, you just gotta see it, okay? It's a weird film, but also listening, like, Intercut is my favorite podcast, and they really broke down that movie in depth. And just thinking about it and how self-aware that movie is kind of led me to thinking about Hereditary, but we're still not there. Last week, Marcel and I started watching, speaking of David Lynch's new film on Netflix, which is a short film. It's called What Did Jack Do, isn't it? What Did Jack Do About the Monkey? Marcel was in the midst of a flu while we were watching it, and he was extremely uncomfortable in the first like 2 minutes. I think this is his first David Lynch film that he had ever seen. I love David Lynch, so I'm very used to the weirdness and the surrealness of what he does. But Marcel, having a fever, had just vomited up everything that he had eaten in the past year, was freaking out because he's sitting here watching a black and white film with a monkey with a human mouth talking about how it killed someone, and he was not having it, so we had to shut that off.
Once upon a time we took a chance.
But like I mentioned, Greener Grass literally felt like if David Lynch directed some sort of Wet Hot American Summer fever dream. I don't know how to explain it. It was fantastic. I loved it. I actually kind of want to watch it again. But anyways, I don't know how we got here, but we ended up watching Midsommar while Marcel was sick. So we started it, and it was a very long movie for him to watch. I've seen it 5 times now. I love it. I think it's a fantastic movie, but Ari Aster, okay, I didn't know that he made short films. I don't know why I just thought of that. I have to make a note. Oh god, where's the pen? This is what happens to me. If I don't write things down immediately, I just forget, and you're seeing me in the midst of a panic to find a pen. Anyways, Ari Aster, director of Midsommar and Hereditary, he did a few short films, I think, if I remember correctly, listening to the podcast. Oh my god, I am such a nerd right now. Okay, anyways, so Marcel watched Midsommar. He fell in love with that movie, and he ended up saying that it was one of his favorite movies, if not his favorite movie of 2019, which I was very happy with because it was one of my favorite movies of 2019. I think it was number 5 on my list. You guys know Parasite and Uncut Gems were tied for number 1. But thinking about Midsommar, here we go, got me thinking about Hereditary and how self-aware the movie is. if you pay attention for the whole beginning of the movie, it literally warns you of what's going to happen and the things that are going to ensue. I took notes because this really caught my eye. I think Ari Aster does some of the best writing as of late. Him and Jordan Peele are just so incredible. But 14 minutes and 47 seconds into Hereditary, you see Peter in class. And this teacher is talking about the story of Heracles. The whole scene basically says the hero is undone by his fatal flaw, the hero being Heracles. His fatal flaw is arrogance because he refused to look at the signs that were given to him, and he thinks he has control of the whole situation that he's in. But what he doesn't understand, and what he can't understand, is that his character and his story was written unconditionally, so he can't change it. He's absolutely stuck in what he's in, and he cannot change a single thing. The narrative can never be changed from what it is, so if Heracles was written to die, he was written to die. If Heracles was written to have something happen to him, like what I'm essentially trying to say is what happens in the end of Hereditary and what happens to Peter, it narratively cannot be changed because it was written that way, and that is the outcome. Off screen, you have a character, a female's voice, that says, I think it's more tragic because if it's all just inevitable, the characters have no hope. They've never had hope because they're just hopeless. They're just pawns in this terrible, hopeless machine. And I think it's weird, and well, not weird, but like I think it's a coincidence that they never show that character's face as she's saying that. So she's kind of being the narrator in that situation. But while that's being said, Peter is completely enthralled by the girl in front of him, thus not paying attention to his situation, not understanding any of the foreshadowing to come because he is completely blinded by what's in front of him, and he thinks he's in control of the situation the whole time. That's also foreshadowing to the party scene, so if you haven't seen Hereditary, I'm not going to go ahead and ruin that because I think it's worth watching. But the very next scene after that happens in the classroom is Charlie cutting the head off of a bird. And if you guys know what happens to Charlie in that movie, you know that that is major foreshadowing. So what I'm getting at is the movie is so aware of itself, and it was so beautifully written. And like I said, just stick with me because that just got weird for a while. I'm just here to recommend some movies to you, in all fairness. But I just kind of needed to like sit here and talk this out because crazy lady brain was going on, and I just love these movies so passionately, and one thing led to another, and Greener Grass and Hereditary are just so self-aware, but they're so different, vastly different, and they're just such great movies. But I don't even know where I'm going with this. Hereditary is a self-aware film, okay? And if you haven't seen it, just watch it, and if you have seen it, watch it again, and just check out, like, keep notes of all the foreshadowing because it is so beautifully written. Anyways, if you liked this video, this kind of like train of thoughts video, like where I took notes and just, not really notes, but like, yes, notes, because I was having, like I said, That's So Raven, I was having a vision at work and I had to get that off my chest. So if you enjoyed this, let me know. Stick around for some more content and I'll see you soon. Sayonara, suckers.